This is where Horimiya describes what happens when you incorporate a good story with a captivating characters catalog. Horimiya exploits unique themes and has pretty much everything that classifies it as one of the best romance anime of this decade. Izumi Miyamura is an unsocial, gloomy otaku who keeps his distance from his classmates. In contrast to Izumi, Kyoko Hori is an energetic and popular student. A complete opposite of Izumi, however, she is a reliable person who manages most of the household chores, as her mother is a working woman. When Kyoko's little brother Suda gets into a small misfortune, Izumi escorts him to the Hori family house, not knowing it's the house of his classmate Kyoko. Outside of school, Izumi has a rebellious side. He has multiple tattoos and piercings, which he hides in school. Kyoko is surprised to see a very different side of Izumi and invites him the next day to visit his house again because her brother likes his personality. After hanging out with Izumi, Kyoko has discovered a few things about him. First, he is not a creepy otaku. Second, his family runs a bakery. Third, he used safety pins to get the piercings when he was in middle school. And last, he is not good at studying. When Kyoko's friend Toru Ishikawa sees Izumi and Kyoko together, he approaches Izumi and befriends him. They hang out for a bit, and Izumi even shows him his tattoos. He reveals he loves Kyoko and plans on confessing his love, but thinks he felt it necessary to ask Izumi permission. Izumi tells Toru that it's not his decision to make. When Toru confesses his love for Kyoko, she immediately rejects him and returns home where Izumi is waiting for her with soda. Kyoko calls out Izumi for assuming she's only being kind to him. Once she calms down, they make up again. Kyoko's mother, Yuriko, learns that Izumi often hangs out with her kids and appears to be supportive of Kyoko and Izumi's relationship. When she asks Kyoko what is Miyamura's first name, Kyoko goes blank. For some days, she continues to tail him, hoping someone would call him by his first name. After tailing him for a few days, she gives up and directly asks him his first name. The student council president, Kakeru Sengoku, tasks Kyoko with some student council work. After completing it, she hands it to Kakeru's clumsy girlfriend Remi Ayasaka, thinking she will submit it. However, while running to the student council room, she accidentally collides with Izumi and loses the budget report. When Izumi tries to give it to her, she tells him to discard it, only for the Kakeru to cause the commotion the next day. Kakeru presses Kyoko to return the report or apologize for causing the inconvenience. Izumi steps forward, headbutts Kakeru, and then gives him the report. Izumi explains that Remi told him to get rid of it, but he didn't. Later, it is revealed Kakeru is Kyoko's childhood friend, and she used to bully him. However, things changed when they got into high school. Since then, she has respected him and assisted the student council with work. Suda asks Kyoko if Izumi will be coming over during the summer breaks, which makes her wonder for how long will Izumi come over to the Hori household. Later, Izumi gives Kyoko a CD with all the popular songs as a birthday present. Flashbacks show young Izumi being left out of school activities. Kyoko was the first person who approached him with pure intentions. When Izumi, Kyoko, and their friends end up in the same class, they celebrate together with Izumi, which makes him question if he really belongs to their group. Later, he asks Toru what he thinks of him. Toru calls him weird, annoying, creepy, and boring, but says that he is too kind and is a friend he treasures. Since Suda starts grade school, he and Kyoko have to leave early. While waiting peacefully in the cafeteria, Remi approaches her and asks her if she is dating Izumi. Kyoko denies it. Remi tells her that she is going to have Izumi for herself, which makes Kyoko think otherwise, and she remarks Izumi belongs to her. Izumi and Kyoko have started to spend more time alone ever since Suda joined grade school. They watch horror films, eat a lot of stuff, and chit-chat. Izumi and Kyoko compare whose hand is bigger, and while doing so, they lock their hands together and both confess that they love each other. Though it appears to be friendly love, they show no romantic signs behind it. The next day, Izumi and Toru come to school with some bandages and plasters. It is revealed that both got into a fight because Toru told Izumi that Kyoko loved him. Izumi denied that because Kyoko hadn't said it herself. The fight started accidentally, and Izumi ended up beating Toru to a pulp. Sakura Kuno drops some of the important papers from the student council's office's window, and Toru happens to be around. He picks up the important papers and returns them to Sakura. After this, Kakeru invites Izumi and Toru to stop by the student council office, as it has an AC. They do stop by the student council office to hang out with all their friends. When studying together, Kyoko asks Izumi if he ever gets flustered. He tells her that the other day he encountered his middle school friend named Koichi Shindu and lied to him about Kyoko being his girlfriend, which made him all unsettled. Just as he is talking about his middle school friend, he abruptly receives a message from him, flexing about getting a new girlfriend. Creeped out by it, Izumi promptly deletes the photo. Seeing Izumi behave weirdly, she wonders what he was like in middle school. Later, Koichi approaches Kyoko when she is out buying groceries. However, Izumi steps in just in time and slaps Koichi multiple times. Izumi recollects Koichi being the first person who was friendly with him. He now is delighted to have the company of kind people. Kyoko gets cold and Izumi nurses her. Due to the illness, she remembers how she used to be alone when got cold as a kid, but she has Izumi now. Before leaving, Izumi confesses his love for her with a straight face. Kyoko still isn't past Izumi's love confession and decides to skip school. Suda spots Izumi with an unknown girl and informs Kyoko. The next day, Kyoko comes to school but avoids Izumi. Later that afternoon, she confronts him for hanging out with another girl. Izumi tries to explain that the girl he was with the other day was Koichi's girlfriend, Chika. Koichi and Chika coincidentally got their ankles twisted, and he had to lend her an arm to lean on. While explaining the situation, he unknowingly triggers her anger even more. Before she leaves, Kyoko aggressively hits him with a book. Later that evening, Izumi attempts to clear the misunderstanding once again with Kyoko, and she forgives him. She also apologizes for hitting him. Ryosuke, Kyoko's father, returns home after a long time and meets Izumi. He appears to be a goofball who, like Yuriko, approves of Kyoko and Izumi's relationship. After having dinner at the Hori household, Kyoko decides to walk Izumi off to his place, and they hold hands together. Remi catches Sakura daydreaming in the hallway. Dumbfounded, she presses her to reveal if she is hiding something. Sakura initially gets infuriated, but then reveals that she loves someone, though she is pessimistic because she isn't as cute as Remi or Kyoko. In response, Remi tells her that she is certainly cute. Later, Kyoko helps Izumi study. After spending the whole evening watching horror movies with the Hori family, Izumi is offered to stay over for the night. When some classmates of Izumi and Kyoko spot them together, they start spreading rumors about both of them dating each other. Kyoko defends Izumi whenever someone presses her for dating a loser like him. The next day, Izumi comes to school with a new haircut, revealing the piercings on his ears. He quickly becomes the hot topic in his class. Koichi wins a lot of candies after participating in a contest and shares some of his candies with Izumi and Kyoko. When Kyoko tells Izumi that her candy tastes like clay, he locks in for a French kiss and snatches the candy from her with his tongue. Later, a girl named Honoka Sawada stalks Izumi. He assumes that the girl must have something to say. After waiting some time, he approaches her. Sawada reveals in front of Kyoko that she has a crush on Kyoko. Izumi gets annoyed by her unconventional behavior and stubbornness, but still gets along with her. When returning home, they both follow the same path and soon find out that they are next-door neighbors. She realizes that she has forgotten the keys inside the flat and spends some time at Izumi's house. Kyoko asks Izumi why isn't he making any advances on her, and then gets embarrassed. Since Kyoko was taken by Izumi, Yuki Yoshikawa has gotten closer to Toru. Toru on cleaning duties tries to dispose of the trash, but while chatting with Yuki, he bumps into Sakura and gets her clothes dirty, although it's mostly Sakura's fault as she was spacing out. He lends her his jacket, which she gladly takes. The next day, she returns the jacket and musters up some courage to give him chocolates too. Kyoko notices that Yuki is avoiding Izumi and reflects on how she smiles more when she is upset to hide her emotions. Flashback shows Yuki receiving chocolate from Sakura and watching Toru flirting with her. She ate the chocolate and loved it. After this, she asked for Izumi's help in preparing chocolate cake. Toru calls it disgusting, but cheers her up by asking for a delicious one in the next time. Izumi goes to meet his family in Hokkaido for 5 days. However, he finds himself in a weird spot, as he isn't able to recharge his dead cell phone. Since most of Kyoko's day revolves around Izumi, she does things on muscle memory, such as getting 2 juices from the school cafeteria or setting dinner plates for him. When he returns, she hurries to Izumi and tells him that she missed him most during these 5 days. The girls, Yuki, Remi, and Sakura, tell Kyoko that if she doesn't want to push Izumi away, she needs to stop watching horror films and start acting cute. Kyoko tries to act cute in front of Izumi but messes up. Annoyed that things aren't going her way, she goes back to her room. Izumi follows her into her room and tells her that he fell in love with her for who she is. Izumi has a dream where he reassures his younger self, who is about to give up on everything, that he is soon to meet many people that will accept him. Remi reminisces on her relationship with Kakeru. They started as friends who loved sharing books, but both eventually fell in love with each other. Kyoko is giving Izumi a manicure, even though he doesn't want it, but doesn't say anything because he doesn't want to make her angry. Kyoko asks him why is he polite with her, but snaps when he is around Sawada or Koichi. He tells her that how he appears before her is his normal side. Despite clarifying why he acts differently around her, Kyoko has him act like a foul-mouthed thug in the school the next day. Izumi tells Kyoko that since he can't act like a rebellious teenager before everyone, his bully-like behavior will be exclusive to her when they are alone. Although he agrees to do something embarrassing, he gets caught acting like a misogynist by some girls. Yuki gets asked out by a kind guy named Yanagi. She asks Izumi and Kyoko for help, and they have Toru pretend to be her boyfriend. When Yanagi arrives for a response, she tells him that she is seeing Toru Ishikawa. Later, she finds out that Yanagi has pretty bad eyesight and is practically blind. She asks him if he mistook her for someone else. Yanagi tells her that he confessed to the person he loved, which is her. Kyoko braids Izumi's hair to make him look prettier. However, she gets angry when the girls approach her and start complimenting him. When returning home, Izumi runs into Tanihara, his classmate from the middle school. He used to bully him. In the present time, he proceeds to talk smack about him. However, Kyoko defends him and beats up Tanihara. Kyoko demands Izumi snaps at her. Even though he refuses to feed her machoism with his roleplay, she somehow convinces him to use profane language. When Tanihara and his gang spot Kyoko and Izumi outside of a neighborhood grocery store, they get startled. Izumi meets Mizuchi, his classmate, and notices him being cold toward him. Mizuchi accidentally expresses his frustration over Kyoko, dating a clumsy guy like Izumi. Izumi asks Mizuchi to follow him. He goes to Kyoko and demonstrates why he and Kyoko are a perfect match for each other. He curses at her, shocking Mizuchi. Tanihara has a dream where he recollects blaming Izumi for the death of the school's rabbits. He visits him at his family's bakery, where he realizes that Izumi never ignored him. It was he who ignored Izumi. Later, Izumi helps Kyoko in arranging yearbooks, and together both reflect on their childhood. Kyoko gets jealous when she finds Tanihara and Koichi getting too friendly with him. She tells him that in case he falls for someone else, it must be a girl. Taking her statement into consideration, he decides to keep his distance from his friends, Toru, Kakeru, and Shu. Sakura gets crushed when Yuki lies to her that she is dating Toru. Similarly, Yuki herself is conflicted about her feelings for Toru and believes that she and Toru would never become a couple. She completely retreats for a few days. During this time, she learns about Sakura confessing to him. Yuki comes to the school the next day and Toru tells her that Sakura confessed her love for him, but she never asked for a reply, as she wanted to get the words off her chest. Despite being overwhelmed by a lot of emotions, she thinks that she is fine by being on Toru's side. He also cheers her up by changing the topic to Yuki Snow and expresses how much he loves it. Kakeru asks Remi why Sakura has been in high spirits lately. He assumes she must have gotten into a relationship. Remi tells him that it's the opposite of getting a boyfriend. Later in the student council room, Sakura peeks at Toru and Yuki hanging out through the room's window. When Kakeru asks her to explain her situation, she breaks down in tears and tells Kakeru that she got rejected before she even had the chance to confess. The group notices that they either are the only child in their family or have a single sibling. Toru reveals that Shu is an older brother. He has a young sister whose personality doesn't resemble him at all. Izumi is initially worried that he will be left alone. However, just like the other guys, he makes up with Yanagi. Sawada starts to get more comfortable around the guys, except for Shu, as he is loud and noisy. Despite Sawada's awkwardness, Shu helps her when she struggles to carry a box full of weight. After helping her, Shu leaves without even speaking a word, and she blames herself that she got him angry. The next day, she eavesdrops to check on Shu. Shu's very normal sister, Motoko, is discouraged because her teacher told her that she can't get into college with her low grades. Shu personally requests Kyoko to tutor Makoto, and she joins them during the evening. Makoto is a little surprised at how chaotic Izumi and Suda are. Kyoko asks Izumi to join them on Christmas. Izumi replies that he will be busy with his family's cake shop and won't be able to come over. Toru tells his buddies, Shu and Kakeru, that he loves Yuki but they don't date each other. Yuki asks Toru if she could come over to play video games at his house. Initially reluctant, he decides to let her come over. When they arrive at the Ishikawa household, Toru locks the door of his room and starts loosening his tie, making Yuki uncomfortable. It is revealed that he was trying to hide Yuki from Yashiro, the Ishikawa household's caretaker, who expectedly makes fun of him. Remi asks Kakeru to come over to her house to celebrate Christmas with her, but he shockingly refuses to go to her house. Flashback shows the last time Kakeru visited Remi's house. He discovered she had insects framed to the wall, and due to his entomophobia, he doesn't want to go there again. Kyoko's parents remind her that she won't be a high school student the next year. Being enlightened about this fact, she contemplates what she will do once they have graduated. On Christmas, each character spends time with their loved ones. Izumi visits the Hori household to deliver the Christmas cake. As Kyoko walks Izumi off to his place, she professes she wants to spend time with him even after they graduate. Izumi suggests they should get married after they graduate. She comments that she will make him happy. On New Year's Eve, they decide their future and promise to stay together forever. The student cleans up their lockers as the end of the year approaches. Remi wants to go on a trip to a zoo with her friends. Sakura reads her like a book and asks what are her intentions behind it. Remi reveals that she fears her friends might leave her after they graduate. Sakura, Kakeru, and Yanagi reassure her that they will continue to hang out. Meanwhile, Izumi is at Hori's household spending time with Kyoko. He reflects on the time he spent with Kyoko and the rest of his friends. At the graduation, Izumi accidentally sneezes during Kakeru's speech. After this, Kakeru chases after him, thinking Izumi intentionally did it. Izumi runs to the roof where he talks to his past self, telling him that he is ready to accept him. Sawada says her goodbyes to Kyoko. Sakura also bids Toru farewell and tells him she loves him and Yuki. Yanagi approaches Yuki and invites her to the trip that their group of 4 friends is planning. Kyoko invites Izumi to come to their house to eat sushi, and they head out together. Izumi reflects on his precious memories with Kyoko, looking back at how she saved him from living a solitary, lifeless life. Izumi thinks of how he can repay Kyoko. And there you have it, the recap of the anime Horimiya. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this anime? Tell us in the comments. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.